Hello everyone and welcome back to OpenClaw AI Agent Automation Stack course brought to you by Techlatest. So far in this course, we have covered an introduction to OpenClaw, how it works, its key features and use cases. And in our previous lesson, we deployed OpenClaw on Microsoft Azure using the Techlatest Marketplace solution. In this lesson, we will walk through the deployment process on Google Cloud Platform using the Techlatest OpenClaw VM available on the Google Cloud Marketplace. We also have dedicated deployment videos for Azure and AWS. If you are using one of those cloud providers, you can jump directly to the corresponding lesson. So let's begin. If you have watched the Azure deployment video, you will already know the benefits of using our marketplace solution. Instead of manually installing OpenClaw and configuring all of its dependencies, the Techlatest VM provides a pre-configured environment that is ready to use in just a few minutes. This significantly simplifies the deployment process, allowing you to spend more time exploring OpenClaw and less time setting up the infrastructure. Now let's begin with the deployment. To do so, go to www.techlatest.net website and here navigate to products and support page. Search for OpenClaw. On this page, you can directly go to GCP Marketplace listing by clicking on Launch Now on GCP button located at top right corner of this page. And here is the Marketplace listing. Or you can go to GCP deployment page from here and click on the Marketplace link available at step 1. Both the links take to the same GCP Marketplace listing page. On the Marketplace listing page, you can see product overview, its features, deployment information, and additional details like last updated time and operating system used, categories, and all. We also have learn more. Learn more link here, which takes you to the Techlatest GCP deployment guide page. So we also have this step-by-step guide available on our website. And at the bottom, we have pricing details. So before proceeding, remember that deploying this marketplace solution incurs two types of charges. Infrastructure charges from Google Cloud, such as compute engine, storage, etc. and the software usage charges associated with the Techlatest marketplace offer. Also, this VM supports GPU deployment. So if you opt for GPU, then you have to pay extra charges for that. So you can review the estimated deployment cost directly from the marketplace listing before launching the VM. Now click Get Started. If this is your first marketplace deployment, Google Cloud may ask you to enable the required APIs. You can check the screenshot here on this GCP deployment guide. So it may show you something like this. Okay, in that case, you just simply click enable and wait for the process to complete. I already have enabled the APIs in my GCP project. That's why I'm not getting this page here. Now click next. Select your Google Cloud project. Review and accept the marketplace terms and conditions. Click agree. Then click deploy to continue. Now let's configure the virtual machine. Enter a meaningful deployment name. For example, OpenClaw demo. Next, choose a service account. If your project already has one, simply select it from the drop down. If no service account is available, you can create a new one from here. In some organizations, creating a service account may require additional IAM permissions. Okay, so if you don't have permission, you will not be able to create the new service account. In that case, simply contact your Google Cloud Administrator for assistance. We also have a step-by-step guide to create GCP service account on our website. So you can simply go to our GCP deployment guide, scroll down, and here we have this link. Click on this link and you can follow these steps to create the new service account. Now choose the region and zone where you would like to deploy your virtual machine. For the best performance, select a location that is geographically close to your users. Now select the virtual machine specification. The minimum recommended configuration for this solution is 4 virtual CPUs and 15 GB RAM. If you expect higher workloads or multiple users, you can choose a larger machine type. If your workload can benefit from GPU acceleration, you also have the option to deploy using an NVIDIA T4 GPU. In that case, you simply need to go to the GPU tab from here and select the number of GPUs. So you can minimum you can select one and go with the configuration. Keep in mind that GPU availability depends on the selected region, zone and machine type. So suppose if you are selecting a different region or a different machine type, suppose if you are going with the E2 machine type, then that type of machine does not support NVIDIA GPUs. Okay, so you will not get the option here. But if you are selecting N1 standard family, then the NVIDIA GPU option is available. If a GPU option is not available, try selecting a different region or compatible machine type. By default, the deployment uses a 50 GB standard persistent disk. You can increase the disk size if your workload requires additional storage, or you can increase it after deployment as well. Review the network setting. Ensure that the firewall allows the required ports including SSH for terminal access, RDP for remote desktop access, HTTPS for accessing the OpenClaw web interface. Now we are ready to deploy. When everything looks good, click deploy. Google Cloud will now provision the resources. This process usually takes a few minutes. Wait for it to finish. So basically here my compute engine failed and we can check the logs. What is the reason? And you can see this NVIDIA Tesla T4 is not available in this particular region which I selected during deployment. So what is the solution for this? Just go back to deployment page and change the zone. Okay, so either you can change the zone or you can simply change the instance type. So you can go with the CPU, or if you want GPU, then simply try in other region. So I'll make the adjustments here and deploy the VM again. Once deployment is complete, open the deployment details. This is the VM details page where all the information is available, like date of deployment, VM size, status, public IP, etc. To connect to SSH terminal, simply click SSH button located here at top left. This will open SSH window in a browser. By default, it will log in with your user account, GCP user account. So we need to switch to Ubuntu user. For that, just run sudo su ubuntu command and then navigate to Ubuntu home directory using cd /home/ubuntu command. So this is SSH terminal of this VM. If you would like to access the graphical desktop environment, use a remote desktop connection on Windows or Remina on Linux. But before doing that, let's set the Ubuntu user password in SSH terminal. For that, run sudo password ubuntu command. Enter password of your choice. Confirm the password. Now, locate the VM's external IP address on VM's details page and copy it. I'm on Windows machine, so I'll be using RDP to get the desktop environment. So open RDP, paste the external IP of VM and hit enter. Provide Ubuntu as username and the password we just set in the terminal. So this is RDP. This is the GUI environment of this virtual machine. Now let's access the OpenClaw web interface. The Techlatest VM automatically generates a secure password for the OpenClaw web interface. To retrieve it, run the command from the SSH terminal, which is sudo cat /home/ubuntu/setup/.gateway password. So this is the password file actually. Now open your browser and navigate to your VM's public IP address over HTTPS. The browser will display an SSL certificate warning. Expand it and proceed to VM's public IP. Login using the generated credentials. So just copy the password from terminal and paste it here. Hit enter. After connect is successful, it will ask you to pair the device. For that, go back to SSH terminal and run OpenClaw devices list. Now we have this request pending for approval. So either you can simply copy the request ID from here, or you can get it from your pairing request. Copy it and run OpenClaw devices approve and provide the request ID. Hit enter. You will get successful approved message. Please note that sometimes the request may expire if there is a delay in approving it. If the request gets rejected, simply rerun the OpenClaw devices list command to obtain a new request ID and then run the approve command using that ID. Also, each browser profile generates a unique device ID. So, switching browsers or clearing browser data will require repairing. And lastly, if your VM's IP address is dynamic, which changes on VM reboot, then also you need to repair your device. So now we are logged into OpenClaw web interface. You can set up your agent, configure various channels and start the automation. At this stage, your deployment is complete. Don't worry if some options in the interface are unfamiliar. In the upcoming videos, we will explore the OpenClaw web interface in detail, including channels, sessions, agents, and many other important features. By default, the LLM model set is Qwen 2.58b. You can pull other Ollama models and switch them to primary models as well. To pull any other Ollama model, you can check the Ollama website and you can run Ollama pull and model name. So suppose we want to pull Llama 3.1, then just run Ollama pull Llama 3.18b model in terminal. Now to set this newly pulled model to primary model, just run OpenClaw model set Ollama, which is the LLM provider here, slash name of the model. And now go back to web interface, refresh the page, and you should see Llama 3.1 set as default. Now we have this locally available Ollama LLM configured on this VM setup, so you can quickly start using it without the cost worry. But suppose you want to use any other supported models like Anthropic, Grok, OpenAI, then you can absolutely do that. Let's see how to achieve this. We just saw how to switch a model provided by the same LLM provider. So we have Ollama as our LLM provider and we switched model from Qwen 2.5 to Llama 3.1 using OpenClaw model set command. Okay. However, instead of switching the model, we want to switch the model provider. In our case, from Ollama to OpenAI. Then we need to run OpenClaw onboard command. Hit enter here. Click yes. Select quick start. Now we have default Ollama here. So select update values from config handling section to change this default provider. Choose model of your choice from the list. I will go with OpenAI. Copy paste your API key. So default model we got is GPT 5.5. Just select enter model manually option as I want to update it to GPT 4o mini. So if you want to switch model, you can switch it right here, or once the provider is set, you can set it, you can switch the model also. So now we got the GPT 4o mini model here. You can also change it later using the same command as OpenClaw model set. We'll skip other options here, including channels, search browser, skills. For hooks, press spacebar to select the option and hit enter. For hatching option, we'll skip this as well. Now go back to web interface, refresh the page, and now you should have OpenAI GPT 4o mini set as default here. To check the OpenClaw logs, you can run OpenClaw logs -- follow command in terminal. So suppose you are working with OpenClaw and you are facing any issue, then you can check the logs to know the cause of the issue. That's it for today's video. Just a quick recap. We deployed the Techlatest OpenClaw virtual machine from Google Cloud Marketplace, connected to virtual machine via SSH as well as remote desktop protocol. We accessed the OpenClaw web interface and verified that everything is running successfully. We switched the models as well as we switched the LLM providers. So in the next lesson, we will deploy the same OpenClaw solution on Amazon Web Services AWS using the AWS Marketplace. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next lesson.